What if I told you that whatever you think and whatever level you are in, you are able to create a beautiful sounding guitar composition in just 10 minutes? Not only will it sound amazing, it will also help you with your technique, with your hand coordination, fretboard knowledge, music theory, plus it will help you feel calm, at peace, and in a flow state. That's precisely what we're going to do in the next 10 minutes by following my simple recipe for guitar composition based on 3 ingredients. Number 1, 2 chords. Number 2, 1 scale. Number 3, a rhythm pattern. Ready to begin? Let's go. Did you know that you can play 2 chords without using the fretting hand? Let's learn them. Here's the first chord. It's called G, and you only need to use the open D string, the G string, and the B string. The best fingering is to pluck the D string with your thumb by placing the finger on top, and the G string with your index finger, you place it underneath the string, and then the middle finger underneath the B string. Try to pluck them all at the same time. The thumb goes down and the other 2 fingers go up at the same time. You can also try to play it as a broken chord one by one. Let's play the second chord, which is called E minor, by moving the thumb to the low E string. Now practice the transition between the chords. G, E minor, G, E minor, broken, Let's move on to step 2, where we need to play a scale, and this scale will be the E minor pentatonic on the high E string. Let's learn it. First of all, we need to use the ring finger to pluck that string, the finger that we haven't used yet in step 1. And then we need to play the open high E string, the same string, 3rd fret. You can use your index finger, that's enough. Jump to 5, 7, 10, 12, and backwards. Play this scale up and down a few times until you feel ready, and then try to play it randomly. Just like that, by moving between places with no particular order. The last ingredient we need is the one that connects the chords we learned and the scale, and it's called rhythm pattern. And we can start with a very simple rhythm pattern by using ascending notes, meaning you're going from the low note, which are the ones that are close to the ceiling, all the way down to the notes that are closer to the floor. And ascending because the pitch goes higher. For example, you can just pluck the open strings D, G, B, high E. And that's the pattern of 4 ascending notes. And now let's do the same thing with E minor. So we're just going to play the 3 strings of the E minor chord, low E, G, B, and then high E. Now when we have the rhythm pattern, we can connect it with the chords that we play and the scale, where we can go up and down, and later randomly, starting with E minor. Now G major. What's left is to play everything in a random way, and this is basically improvisation. So now to move from improvisation, which is again playing randomly, to composition, you just need to choose a combination of notes that you like, that you found interesting, and they sound good to you, and repeat them so you will remember. So you need to repeat them at least 4 times, and then that's your first idea. And then you can do the same thing with another combination of notes that you find interesting, and that could be your second idea. Then we can call them A part and B part, and you can create a structure of A, B, A, and that's a whole guitar composition. Here's a demonstration. I gave you a very simple recipe, and there are ways to make it more interesting, and you can create many variations on each of the ingredients. Let me show you a few ideas. First of all, with your picking hand, you can play other chords. For example, if you just play the open strings A, G, and B, it's another chord. It's a type of A9 chord. And combining it with the melody will be an interesting combination. You can change the second ingredient, the scale, and play instead of the E minor pentatonic, E natural minor, frets open 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12. This gives you more options. You can change the rhythm pattern. You don't have to play ascending. For example, you can reverse it and play descending from a top high E string. And you can play with pull-offs, hammer-ons, and slide to make your music really interesting.